With football around the corner, time to start building up that bankroll. And we want to help by slashing the cost of all daily picks packages priced at $25 or more, including 5% best bets through the end of July. This amazing promotion runs from Tuesday, July 12th to midnight on Sunday, July 31st, and drops the pricing down to $25 daily packages for $12.50, 29 daily combo packages for $14.50, and $35 5% best bets for $17.50. But even better, this is the perfect time to take advantage of our one-day all-access pass. This package locks in the handicapper of your choice for one whole day for only $39, including when they have a 5% top play that usually sells for $35. But during our 50% slash promotion, you get a one-day all-access for only $19.50. We know this business is loaded with competitors and copycats, and we are very proud and extremely excited to be one of, if not, the premier sports betting information provider in North America. Our special discount pricing goes live on Tuesday, runs through the end of the month, does not require a coupon, and is available just by going to your favorite WagerTalk or Sports Memo Handicappers homepage right now.
I'm back. Welcome, everybody, to WagerTalk Today. I'm Lawrence Presman. That man is Stephen Merrill. And, well, we got a great show organized for you all. Jimmy Adams is going to join us at the top of the show. He's going to talk about the Angels and Astros game and the Cubs and Orioles game. Tokyo Brandon coming on. He bribed his way onto this show. He's going to talk Japanese baseball and take a look at the Yankees versus the Reds. And, of course, we're going to end the show with David Sharapan. In case you all forgot, you're watching the best daily sports betting show on the planet. Steve, I didn't miss any of you. How are you, my brother?
I missed you, Prez. And did you make it down to Northern Virginia to see the Dead? I know we talked that was on the itinerary.
Yep. So I'm going to go through the trip real quick, but I got to just reiterate to everybody, all packages, daily packages at WagerTalk are only $17.50 if they're $25 normally, or $29. I can't even add. A half price for the next little while over at WagerTalk.com. Isn't that right, Steve? Did I mess that up?
It'd be $12.50. Now a 5%er, 5%er would be $17.50, right? Correct? Because that'd be $35.
I was looking at Jimmy Adams. He's got a 5% play up. Jimmy.
Yeah, he loves them 5%ers. He's only on a 14-1 run. Just a mere 14-1 run.
Sick run. I didn't even know that he was going to have a 5% today, and we invited him on the show. We'll hear all about it later. But yes, everyone, half price packages. Steve, my trip was unbelievable, dude. We pulled into Boston. We went to the Foxborough show. Then we drove to Hartford, went to the Hartford show. The second set of the Hartford show was mind-blowing. Then we went to the SPAC show in Saratoga, met Adam Trigger and his beautiful woman, Mallory, and that show got canceled 3 hours before it begun. And then we decided to extend the trip. We weren't done. Drove all the way down to Bristow, Virginia. So that show, it was a mellow show, but hey, they played Terrapin Station, so you can't complain. And then Philadelphia. And I know you guys are asking me in the chat room, favorite show, favorite song. So for all deadheads out there, which I am firmly one of, I have renewed my devotion to this band. The second set of Philadelphia, meaningless to most people, but for my fellow heads, Samson and Delilah, Help Is on the Way, Slipknot, Cumberland Blues, China Rider, Drum Space, Broke Down Palace, Casey Jones. The single greatest set of my life. And I've seen now 64 Dead shows and 4 Dead & Co. shows. It was ridiculous. Plus, I had unbelievable seats. I was 4th row in Philadelphia. I was like 11th row in Bristow. Anyway, Steve, driving back from Bristow, There was a rainstorm that I have never seen in Canada. It was a torrential tsunami downfall. Is that a normal thing in your part of the world?
Yeah, and first of all, I grew up about 20 minutes from where you saw that show in Northern Virginia, and I never even heard of Bristol until about 10 years ago. So most people probably aren't familiar with that, but it's Northern Virginia, right outside of Fairfax County, right 30 minutes from Washington, D.C. But it used to be called Nissan Pavilion back in the 90s when I was younger, and Bristol was nothing. Now it's probably pretty developed. I haven't been out there near Dulles Airport, that whole area in Northern Virginia. But yeah, we get a lot of humidity here, to say the least. It gets pretty hot, and that humidity can get some nasty thunderstorms. And I've been on some of those roads, 270, I-95, your neck of the woods that night, 66. And yeah, I've seen cars literally had to pull over because it's been such a torrential downpour.
Yeah, it was absolutely nuts. So Chuck Pod writes, try watching the show sober. Chuck, I watched every single first set of every single show sober. So I got you covered, man. And I forgot to mention there was a Franklin's Tower in the middle of that. And that was my favorite show. My favorite song of the entire tour. But Steve, man, I cried. Like I'm man enough to admit this. The second last song of my last concert was Broke Down Palace. It's the most beautiful song maybe ever written. And I cried. I literally stood there and had like a midlife crisis cry. Like I hadn't seen the Dead in 30 years. The last time I saw them, they ended with Broke Down Palace. I literally stood there and had tears dripping down I'm getting emotional talking about it now. Maybe we should just bring Jimmy Adams on. But I cried. It was
nothing wrong
really
with that.
weird. Jimbo! 14 and
What's going
1,
on, guys?
dude.
Yeah, it's been a good run. We dropped our last game, so the one loss walk-off. The Reds couldn't get it done, so the ump was just, you know what, you guys just come on home. We'll end the game on a walk-off. That's the one loss. So not thrilled about that, but definitely happy.
So wait, you were on
14
Tampa
and
Bay
one.
for your 5%?
Yeah, the day before you. So
Yeah, I was on Tampa Bay for my 5%, and I lost
they
my
blew the
freaking
lead.
shit.
Yeah, they blew that lead. I mean, Tampa over the weekend was just an absolute embarrassment.
Yeah, I 3-0 in the 7th, and then they just completely botched it. And I think it was the 25th or 26th time ever that there was a walk-off balk. Anyway,
Yeah,
man,
hey, by the way,
congratulations.
Prez, I got to jump in on this because Jimmy and I were on the baseball show yesterday, so I was in a Twitter thread with them, and the haters have come out complaining he needs to heat up, he needs to do better. He entered yesterday on a 17-8 baseball run, his last 25 plays, and a 14-1 5% play run. And I was on those threads. I know you probably saw them as too, Jimmy, and got a chuckle out of it. But yeah, I mean, this is the reality we live in, is that people like, you got to get your act together, Jimmy Adams. I knew he was hot because I had him on the baseball show yesterday. I'm like, yeah, he really needs to, he missed a couple plays there. He needs to correct this. This is going downhill fast. Now 17-9 running 14-1. So yeah, I thought you'd appreciate that, Jimmy. I've got your back.
No, I really do appreciate that, Steve. And, for all the people out there, we've got really smart listeners, so it probably doesn't apply to anyone watching this show. But anyone that tells you they're picking 80% winners for the year is lying to you. It is not possible. So, we try and win every day, but within reason.
Yeah, to say the least. Johnny Hambone wants to know if anyone recognized me at the shows. No. But I was pretty unrecognizable anyway. Steve, did you get recognized ever?
Locally here now. It's funny, Prez, now that I've been doing more WagerTalk TV, more people around the country who know friends of mine that see it on Facebook when I repost it or Twitter. There are more people watching than I realize. But yeah, not like in public too often, at a concert or anything. But the meet and greet in Vegas will be recognized August 19th to the 21st. I'll take the over-under on that one.
Finding a way to promote. Jimmy, you ever get recognized?
I'm small time compared to you guys, so no, not really.
Yeah.
He gets recognized on Twitter.
It's an
Maybe a few
age
years
thing,
down
not
the
a
road.
talent thing, Jimmy. It's an age thing, bro. You'll get there. You'll get there. Well, let's get into some sports betting talk. We got Houston Garcia on the mound playing against the Angels. Syndergaard, kind of hoping the Jays find a way to add him to their roster. LA's a small dog. The line is 8. How you betting this game?
So the only way I can look to the Angels right now is to fade them. I mean, if you look at them, they're at the bottom of the league in terms of ROI. They've lost 4 straight and 8 and 9, and they're going to have a hard time turning things around tonight against Luis Garcia and this Houston team that's already won 56 games. The Houston offense has just been as good as anyone as of late. If we look at their last 8 wins, I'll just run them down for you real quick. 6 runs, 8, 5, 9, 7, 4, 9. So not a coincidence they've been able to win 11. They got one of their best pitchers on the hill today in Luis Garcia. They've won his last 4 starts. And then conversely, they've dropped 5 of the past 6 starts that Noah Syndergaard's taken the mound in. So Syndergaard, he's not overpowering anyone. His strikeouts are down. Not quite the dominant pitcher that he was in New York. And this LA team as a whole is they've disappointed their backers all season. So price is a little short here. I'm going to go ahead and roll with the Astros this evening.
Yeah, this is an Angels team that, was leading the division at 27-17 a couple months ago. Then they lost 14 in a row as the division leader, lost 18 out of 20. A little choppy since, obviously not back to that division leading form. But at what point, what would you need to see, Jimmy, to start backing the Angels at some point going forward? I mean, this is a team that was in the division lead just a couple months ago, but now they've dropped 4 straight in 8 of their last 9. I mean, you need to see them win, 2 out of 3? I mean, what are you looking for big picture before you'll start backing a team like the Angels?
I need to see more offensive production. I need to see them converting with runners in scoring position. People get on Mike Trout's case, but Mike Trout can't do everything. There's 9 guys that got a hit. Shohei and Trout are great, Rendon, but they're just not plating runs at a high rate. I'm not particularly impressed with the starting pitching overall. I know Patrick Sandoval and some other guys have been decent, but they got to start plating some runs and proving that they can string some wins together. So I probably won't be looking to back them anytime soon.
Jimmy Adams joining us, everyone. 14-1 run in his 5% plays. He's got one up tonight. Do not miss it. It is half price. Jimmy, Cubs versus Orioles, 2, real World Series contenders, if you will. Sometime in the next decade. How do we bet this game?
It's got to be Orioles, right? I mean, what a great story Baltimore's been. You're probably not happy about it, Prez, but here come the Orioles, just 2 games out of the wild card and have a legit chance to make the playoffs. I mean, I've heard conflicting reports. Some people saying they might be sellers. I think that would be an absolute shame if those reports are true, because they've got to go for it right now in Baltimore. They've now won 8 straight after sweeping the Angels that we just talked about over the weekend. Jordan Lyles off back-to-back solid outings. I believe I gave him out the last time I was on WagerTalk Today. It was a 1-run in 6 innings performance in that start. The start prior, 6.1 innings, 1 run as well with 7 strikeouts. If Lyles isn't up to par today, Baltimore has a top 5 bullpen in terms of ERA in all of baseball. So those guys coming out of the pen, there's going to be teams definitely checking to see if the Orioles will be interested in getting rid of some of their arms in the next weeks. Cubs trending in the opposite direction. 4 straight losses, lost 6 of 8. Adrian Sampson's been decent in a small sample size, 21.2 innings pitched. Pitched pretty good, but he doesn't go deep into games. We talked about ROI. Orioles, the top ROI at 16.876% on the season. So if you're going to, I think you just have to continue to ride the Orioles until they start to cool off. So I'll be doing that again.
Yeah, the Orioles have now won 8 straight, but they were off yesterday, and the Cubs, meanwhile, return home after being off yesterday. So how do you look at a situation like this? The Orioles were playing all those games at home, 7 straight at home, 8 straight wins. Now they travel after a day off. Cubs had lost 4 straight against the Dodgers. They played Milwaukee before that. They're off. Now they're back home. Do you factor that in any in baseball? How do you look at travel, days off? Could that be a momentum breaker for the Orioles now?
Yeah, this is the Dave Malinsky special, if I'm not mistaken, where a team's on the road for a long period of time and then they return home and they're usually a team to back. I may have that totally botched. Teddy would know if he was here. But I'm not super concerned I'm more concerned with current form than the travel. I mean, with Baltimore having the day off yesterday and they've just been so hot, I think. And the thing is we're still getting them at a great price. I mean, I was able to lock them in as a small dog, like plus 105. So odds makers keep putting the Orioles out at either even money or as a dog. And until they either start losing or the odds makers adjust, my money's going to keep coming in on Baltimore.
Outstanding stuff, Jimmy. Again, congratulations on your baseball season. Congratulations on your 5% run. Guys, if you want a 5% play tonight, that I'll be betting Jimmy Adams. 5%, 14 and 1 run. Dude, get out of here. Thanks, man. Steve, before we get onto a break, your big game breakdown, Tokyo Brandon, I just want to make mention, it is $2 Tuesdays over at WagerTalk.com, and I am the $2 Tuesday handicapper. I have a baseball play up for everybody. Listen, I have lost 3 games in the last 7 days, all either in the 9th inning while ahead or in extra innings. I'm seeing baseball really well this season. I'm up big profits. So head over and grab my $2 Tuesday. But inside of the $2 Tuesday package is a promotion to get the rest of my year right up until December 31st. It's super cheap and it includes my NFL. And I don't know, man, I am like salivating over my NFL last year, and this year I'm excited. I've already started putting my work into my NFL last year, 57% across the board. I left on a huge run, made 25% return for my clients. So guys, $2 Tuesday play. It has a real big promotion inside of there for the rest of my year. At Sports Memo, we have the $5 for 3 handicapper deal every Tuesday. Today we got Dan Kaiser, Cajun Sports, and R&R totals. You get all 3 of those guys for only $5. We got some big news coming. I've been telling you guys that for a while. Hopefully we'll be able to announce it in the next few days, so stay with us. The book itself, my $2 play tonight, is not a 5% play. It is a 4% play, but it is a live dog. So you will win 5%. Steve, let's take a quick break. Get ready. You got your big game breakdown in Tokyo. Brandon, who's been sitting there eating really, really weird tasting cookies and stuff, is on tap.
With football around the corner, time to start building up that bankroll. And we want to help by slashing the cost of all daily picks packages priced at $25 or more, including 5% best bets through the end of July. This amazing promotion runs from Tuesday, July 12th to midnight on Sunday, July 31st, and drops the pricing down to $25 daily packages for $12.50, 29 daily combo packages for $14.50, and $35 5% best bets for $17.50. But even better, this is the perfect time to take advantage of our one-day all-access pass. This package locks in the handicapper of your choice for one whole day for only $39, including when they have a 5% top play that usually sells for $35. But during our 50% slash promotion, you get a one-day all-access for only $19.50. We know this business is loaded with competitors and copycats, and we are very proud and extremely excited to be one of, if not, the premier sports betting information provider in North America. Our special discount pricing goes live on Tuesday, runs through the end of the month, does not require a coupon, and is available just by going to your favorite WagerTalk or Sports Memo Handicappers homepage right now.
It is time for a little big game breakdown here on WagerTalk Today. WagerTalk TV. I am Steve Merrill. We're going to look at a free baseball play for tonight, Tuesday, July 12th. And just a quick reminder, I'll be back hosting the MLB First Pitch Show at 1:45 Eastern today on Tuesday and tomorrow, Wednesday. If you miss it live at 1:45 Eastern, no threats, no regards, no worries. You can get back online here and watch it anytime, 24/7, archive 365 on WagerTalk TV. And don't forget about the podcast apps on your favorite devices to listen to the audio versions as well. I bring that up because the free play I gave on the baseball show yesterday on Monday was the Texas Rangers. Also posted that on my WagerTalk.com page as well. Rangers got it done 10-8. Definitely wouldn't talk you off Texas tonight in the rematch against Oakland. I still don't quite understand how the worst team in baseball, the Oakland A's, are only around plus $1.45, $1.50. So definitely not going to shy away from Texas. But the more I dug into this game tonight as a possible play in the Rangers, I actually started liking the over even more. And that's where we're going to look here for the big game breakdown. Athletics Rangers over 8.5 minus 120. Now, first of all, 9 is a very key number with totals. 7 is very key as well. And that's because games can't end in a 4-4 tie or a 3-3 tie, for example. They go to extra innings. So 9 is a very key number. 8.5 over gives us some nice value with the over to start with. And the reason I'm going to shy away from fading Oakland again tonight, I'm going to lean towards the over instead, is because the A's offense did finally break out last night. 12 hits, 8 runs against Texas. Rangers, though, put up 10 runs, just 9 hits, but 18 runs last night. Both offenses looked really good, and I think that continues tonight. I definitely have no fear with the 2 starters on the mound here, 2 very mediocre, actually, that's probably being generous, below average starters here in this game tonight with Oakland and Texas. So I do think both Caperla and Gatto will be hit hard. Both have ERAs over 5, and both offenses look good last night. One thing I mentioned on the baseball show yesterday, if you mentioned, and one of the reasons I am leaning towards Texas in a lot of games going forward, a possible play-on team, is that nobody in recent history has been more unfortunate in close one-run games. The Rangers on the season, 5-18 in games decided by exactly 1 run. Now, they got a 2-run win last night, so it didn't apply. So they're 5-18 in 1-run games. I bring that up because their 40-44 record, it should be better. In fact, they have a plus run differential on the season of 14. They should be 2 games above 500, not 4 games below. So I would lean Texas here on the side, just like I did last night. But once again, I think the over might have even more value if that Oakland offense shows up again. Texas Rangers, a play-on team going forward for the second half of the season, maybe even tonight. But over 8.5 A's Rangers is where the best value is in this game, 8 o'clock Eastern Tuesday. And don't forget, MLB First Pitch, 1:45 Eastern Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll have more free plays on that show. Also, don't forget, half price, every best bet, every capper, WagerTalk.com this entire week, starting today on Tuesday. And I've got a strong MLB over slugfest and even easier over high-scoring game for Tuesday night. And it's half price, 50% off all cappers, including myself, Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com. Back to you, El Presidente.
Steve, awesome. Let's just keep the show moving. Tokyo Brandon joining us from, as
Tokyo.
my dad used to call it, the Orient. That's what my dad used to call it. I'm going to the
when we were growing
Orient.
up, that was the term.
Yeah.
It is the Orient.
Or I'm heading overseas. Overseas.
I like some
you
people,
know?
Yeah. Some people ask me, am I allowed to say Asian? Is that okay? I'm like, well, it is Asia, and people in Asia are Asian, so yes, you can say it. By the way, the Grateful Dead, I only know 2 songs by them. One of them is Trucking Down to New Orleans. Is that a Grateful Dead song?
Yes.
Something like
Touch
that.
of Gray.
And
You gotta know Touch of Gray.
yeah, exactly. I will get by. I have an experience with Kiss, like you have with Grateful Dead. I saw my first Kiss show when I was 7, and I've seen them 25 times. So,
Wow.
greatest band in rock and roll history. So
yeah, we're not going to go there. Greatest band in rock and roll history. So I'm guessing every one of those 25 concerts, they basically played the same set 25 times.
Oh,
right?
Come on, man.
They've had some different members, right, Brandon? Some different members during the 80s.
Well, they're back on tour, Brandon. They're back on tour. Gene Simmons threw Ace Frehley a lifeline, said you could play in the encores. Ace told him to stick it up his tochas.
Nice.
I back Ace. I back Ace. Ace is my favorite. So
okay, well, you can back Ace anytime you want.
Sure.
Let's get into it, brother. Cebu Lions playing the Lattes. Yep. Who do you like?
Cebu Lions. Cebu Lions are playing Lotte. I like the Lions here. My numbers like the Lions as well. Dietrich Enns is starting for the Lions. He's been really good. He had one bad start against the best hitting team in Japan. Aside from that, he's given up 0-1, 0-0-1. He's been awesome. Lions are hitting better than Lotte. Lotte beat them last night. And I think this is a spot for Cebu to get back in line against a 43-year-old old starting pitcher. I think Cebu Lions will knock him around. They got the better bullpen. Lotte Marines have a 10th ranked bullpen out of 12 teams, and the Cebu Lions are ranked number 1. Lotte used a lot of their bullpen yesterday, so I think the Lions take this one. Bet them on the money line. I think, what was it, minus 135, minus 130, something around there. I think that's a good, decent value. My numbers say minus 190, so anything 190 or better, I would roll with the Cebu Lions here. That's a 2% client play that I put out earlier today.
Nice, giving you a best bet for free here on WagerTalk Today from Tokyo, Brandon. And we talk about diversification. The Prez and I talk about it a lot with the financial markets. If you're looking to diversify your sports betting portfolio, Tokyo Brandon's a good guy to add there. Asian baseball is not something Prez or I will probably be releasing on a regular basis. It's a great way to build that bankroll with some extra winners as well in baseball. One baseball teams I follow is obviously MLB. You're a former MLB scout. I want to get your take on the Yankees, who have been just on a record tear this season. Brandon, are they finally cooling off here? I had yesterday off after back-to-back losses over the weekend. A mere 5-5 their last 10 now, and that's after winning 70% of the season. They're on a pace to win about 115 now, 61-25. Now they're playing one of the worst teams in baseball, the Reds, who have been feisty at times. I mean, on the surface, a lot of people, this is a no-brainer. You take the Yankees' best team against maybe one of the second or third worst teams. But I'm wondering if the Yankees are finally cooling off here. Maybe this could be a contrarian spot with the Reds. How are you approaching this one?
No sneaky contrarian play here. Nope. Look, the Reds' best player's name is Brandon Drury, and he's got 277 average with 18 home runs. He would probably bat 6th on the Yankees lineup. Yankees have Garrett Cole coming out, and the Reds are starting Ashcroft, who, compared to Garrett Cole, he's a minor leaguer. I don't see any, the line is very steep. So I'm going to lay the 1.5 here and take the Yankees. The Yankees, I don't know the exact percent. I think it was 75 to 80% of their wins are 1 run or more. They're just crushing it. And a thing that I like is their need to bounce back here, because they were humiliated by the Red Sox in the last game. They took a 4-0 lead, and then they were up 6-2, and they ended up barfing that game away and losing 11-6 or something like that. And they need to bounce back. They were humiliated. This is the perfect spot. So you get a mean, angry Yankees team playing a team that probably doesn't even belong on the field with them. I don't think they'll have much trouble covering the run line in this one. So I would lay the minus 1.5, and I think that was minus 130. I think that's extremely good value. They should blow this team away. If you can find an alt line, lay 2.5. That's how I'm playing this.
There you go. Tokyo Brandon, everyone.
Yes,
so
sir.
Guys, listen to this real quick. So Tokyo Brandon thinks Kiss is the best rock and roll band of all time. He feels like they're better than the Beatles. They're better than the Rolling Stones. They're better than Elvis Presley. They're better than U2. They're better than Coldplay. They're better than the Grateful Dead. They are literally the greatest rock and roll band of all
time.
I mean,
Absolutely.
nobody. Paul McCartney just called 2 minutes ago and wanted to know how we can get tickets to a Kiss concert. Anyway, so with all that said, please do not let Brandon's incredibly bad taste in music affect your opinion of his ability to pick winners. Brandon Siefkin, Tokyo Brandon, is number one in Wager Talk in profit in the last 365 days. He is number one in profit at Wager Talk in the last 30 days. He was the number two. He is number two in profit this calendar year. So please ignore his insanity on a band that's every song sounds the same, and forgive him his nonsense and buy his packages. Brandon, I don't even feel like I want to give you a follow-up. Get out of here, brother. Okay, go.
Oh, my goodness.
Go. Put him back on. Let him talk about We Love Rock and Roll, Detroit, Motor City, Beth, all this garbage.
Lick It Up's their best song, Brandon. Very underrated song. Lick It Up, 1984.
Very underrated. Lick It Up is the best rock and roll song ever written in history. I mean, literally, Bono just called and said, damn, I wish I wrote that song. Keith Richards is upset he didn't write that song.
I will see you guys at this meet and greet, and we can discuss this. We can discuss this at the meet and greet in person. But Kiss has sold more records than the Beatles. They've sold more records than Elvis.
Wow.
Oh, I have a response to that.
Surprised by that.
So is Rihanna. So has Justin Bieber. So has Drake. What is the most eaten hamburger in the world, Tokyo Brandon?
McDonald's.
Right. Does that make it the best? What is the most drunk drink in the world?
Coca-Cola. That is a good point right there.
Does that make it the best? The fact that the masses all like something does not make it the best. It just makes it bubblegum crap that the masses eat up. Anything else?
I'm going to bring you a copy of Kiss Alive 2. It's the best album ever made.
Here we go.
Listen to it.
Sgt. Pepper's couldn't carry its underwear. Get out of here, man.
They like Kiss in Japan, too. They like them in Japan. I know that much.
Dave Sharapan, anything to add? Are you a Kiss Army fanatic?
First of all, I don't want any drama. All right, you dropped 10 literallys
too late for that.
In that discussion. There's already drama. I'm a rap guy. I'm an R&B guy. I don't want to get involved in a rock discussion at all. But you're wrong. The Beatles. Seriously, it's the Beatles. Come on.
Not according to Tokyo Brandon, bro. According to Tokyo Brandon, Kiss is better than the Beatles. Yes. Yeah.
It's strong. I mean, that's. Hey, you got to come on Tuesdays and bring it. It's Flex Tuesday.
5 Kiss songs.
Yeah, he flexed.
And I'm a music
fanatic.
And I couldn't. No. Anyway.
Wow. Hey. Sometimes.
So you're a rap guy.
Listen, everybody sees different stuff.
You want to know the interesting thing about R&B?
What's that?
R&B has some of the best music of all time and most of the worst music of all time. Agreed. So if you go back and you look at Earth, Wind, and Fire and Al Green and Otis, Sam Cooke, you're looking at apps. I mean, there are no Kiss. No Kiss.
No.
We get it. No. I mean, James Brown, no Kiss. Aretha Franklin, no Kiss. But then you look at R&B in its heyday and you think this is some of the greatest stuff ever put down on record, excluding Kiss, of course. But today's R&B, oh my God. I mean,
it's a little, I was going to say, Dave, tough. I can talk old school rap with you all week at the Vegas get together. I didn't realize 89 to 91 was my sweet spot. That's I was going to say, Prez, probably the most, I thought we were going to say is R&B was the most sampled and stolen music of all times, probably, including those old school rappers until they had to start paying copyrights. That's actually what ruined the Beastie Boys. They said their first 2 albums they never could have done again. third album on,
Right.
you know, they got kind of garage bandish and stuff. They used to sample left and right. And that's why it was great.
Yeah. The original for me, and you guys are old enough to appreciate it, is Motown. I used to listen, like my parents were into Motown.
Yeah.
So all that Motown music, I mean, the Temptations, all that stuff. I went to those concerts as a kid. I got dragged along and I was like, wow, this is really good. So I always had that old soul as far as music goes.
Right.
So I kind of got into that. And then you're right. Once we got our licenses in the mid to late 80s, was driving around in the car and listen to the music. That was it.
So, Dave, there's an incredible documentary about the backup band in Motown. I cannot remember the name of it. It's worth watching. They were the studio musicians in Motown for Motown. They played on 300 and something songs. Wow. They literally wrote most of the melodies, and they are stone cold broke.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I guarantee you they made no money, though. You talk about people that got taken advantage of more than any in history of music is 50s, 60s, and 70s. The black artists especially.
Just think about that for a sec. 300 plus songs they played on, and Ace Frehley has more money than them.
What did I say earlier, Prez? I said Kiss was probably the best marketers in the history of rock and roll. I will give Tokyo Brandon that one. Well, Gene Simmons is probably on the top 10 list there.
They're led by a Jew. Anyway.
Send me the name of that documentary.
Did that come out? Was that not in my inside voice?
That was on the mic. That was not muted. That came out. Yes. But that's okay. Listen, send me the name of that documentary. You've been pretty good. When you recommend something to watch, both on this show and personally, I make you a minus 250 favorite to be right. So that's one of the things you nail every time.
Yeah, guys, you got to watch The Boys. If you haven't watched The Boys, that is a masterpiece. Dave, let's get into it, man. Baseball, let's start right there. Do you see anything on the card that you're going to personally bet that you like, that you're hearing from some people around you? Anything naughty by nature?
Oh, OPP. Yeah,
Dave's
know
down
me.
with OPP. Yeah, you know
me. Of course. Come on.
Other people's property, Dave.
Kansas City, a sneaky game, a garbage game that no one's really looking at. Kansas City's a play there against Detroit. Houston looks too easy, boys. It's minus 120, minus 125-ish. I think Houston, there's no way I want to take the Angels, and I'm not getting a bigger plus. There's not a worse team in baseball right now than the Los Angeles Angels. But Syndergaard's numbers at home are off the charts. And I think some sharp money is going to come on those Angels again. And they've been just taking them to the cleaners for a week. I mean, they're just coming off the Baltimore game, who, by the way, is another play. The Cubs are favored against the Baltimore Orioles, who have won 8 in a row and are dogs again. I tweeted it on Sunday after their 8th game in a row. I did the math myself. You start with $100 and roll it over 8 games in a row. You end up with $23,873. And then you get an off day. So my question to you, Prez, is if you do the rollover for a week, which you've done here on this show, are you pulling all the money out on the off day? Or are you rolling it one more time on the road at Wrigley?
Oh, no. Dude, I'm not rolling past day 5. So, come on, man. I mean, you know how hard it is to win 6 games in a row?
Yeah.
It's impossible, man. No, pull all your money, be happy about it. Anyway, Dave, I think you're going to enjoy this. Jacob Harris, really good friend of mine, one of our listeners, a real buddy, good dude. He writes, thought this was a sports show. Then he writes about why are we talking about music? How is it relevant? And then he suggests that Steve Merrill host every show because he can't stand me. So,
good buddy. Don't forget, good buddy.
That's the best
grandma. Good buddy.
Me and him do edibles together. He obviously is just kicked in. So, firstly, we're in the middle of freaking summer and there's one sport. You want us to do a baseball show? It's called First Pitch. And Steve
Coming
is
up in
on
1
it
hour.
all
1
the
hour.
time.
Yeah.
Secondly, you can leave. Thirdly, I'd love for Steve Merrill to host this show every day with me. He's just going to need to speak to Teddy about that.
Oh, whoa.
Dave.
Whoa.
Teddy might love that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we
Jacob,
break up the
we love you,
odd
bro.
couple?
We love you.
I mean, I don't know.
Like
if
in
we
the
could
middle
do
of the summer, and we can't talk about music and stuff. Like we got like 5 more shows coming up today, people. Dave, you see, Steve. One question for Dave, and then I'll leave it to you. You see anything in the NFL that's jumping out at you for us to bet?
Oh, the NFL. Oh, we've been going through it every day on our show, and the Baltimore Ravens is actually getting some real steam behind it. They're playing a last place schedule, and some guys in town, some people are playing that season wins over them to win the division. As far as the AFC North, I'm still a little bit upset that Pittsburgh. I was there last week to watch the Pirates play the Yankees and do some other stuff. Took a picture at Heinz Field. It's no longer Heinz Field. It's called Acrisure Stadium or something like that. I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing it right. I don't understand it. I still think the Steelers are going to win more games than they're going to lose. Their season win total 7.5. I think they are. I think they're going to win at least 8 games. I do. You don't think so, Prez?
Are you counting preseason?
Oh, now see, that's drama. That is drama right there. He's starting drama, Merrill. You see what he's doing right now.
Pittsburgh is going to lose
needling you
more than 8 games. I think the under is a great bet. This team has lost all its wide receivers. It doesn't know who his starting quarterback is.
Mitchell Trubisky.
It doesn't have some kind of world-class running game. No,
Harris,
we're not on the same page. Steve, what are your thoughts on the Steelers?
It's interesting, Dave. Teddy had a really interesting big game breakdown a few weeks ago when I was guest hosting with him. I think he found offshore, I don't know how readily available, that Trubisky would be the week 1 starting quarterback. And I really like that play because I think they're at Cincinnati. But then I was actually logging some odds the other day, guys, in my spreadsheets. And I saw Pickett as like one of the Rookie of the Year favorites. He might even have been the offensive Rookie of the Year favorite at one book. So I'm like, something's not jiving there. So obviously he's going to get in. What's your take on the week 1? I think they're going to go with the veteran, but probably pull him pretty fast.
Oh, I think it's Trubisky's job to lose. I don't think they want to throw Pickett right into it. I mean, unless he does something really amazing during training camp and the preseason, I don't think he's going to start the season. Now, he may end the season as the starter, depending on how it goes, because if it goes the way Prez says it's going to go, they're probably going to throw him in and say, all right, let's get some reps now, and we'll build around you going forward. But you got to be careful when you look at those odds and stuff for these markets that don't get much action. I mean, one limit play on a Rookie of the Year, offensive Rookie of the Year, can move Pickett from a middle of the road to, odds on favorite or co-favorite with someone else, because nobody's really touching that stuff. So somebody comes in your place and bets you a nickel or a dime, whatever you're taking, at 20-1. All of a sudden, you're like, hey, we could lose 20,000. Move that down and move the other ones up and get some money on it. So just tread cautiously with those markets, because I hate those markets that are voted on. I really do. It's so hard to handicap. And I try not to let them cloud my thinking in actually looking to make plays or get positions this early in the season.
Yeah, it's a great point, Prez, because, one thing I've always said about those markets, too, is, Dave, they're not letting you take the other side. There was no that Pickett doesn't win, right? So if you have liability on them, why put them at 5-1 or 10-1? You put them at 2-1, because you, once again, can only get one-way action. So
correct.
Excellent point from Sports BK Consig on Twitter.
Dave, anything college football-wise?
No, we've been breaking down the schedules on Bostonian versus the book, too. And we went through a couple SEC teams. I'm not as high on Texas A&M as a lot of people are. I mean, they have a tough schedule. Their season win is interesting. We talked about that. We're going to do Notre Dame today. It's really interesting because it's really Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State and everybody else. It's trying to find that 4th team. Last year it was Cincinnati. And who is it going to be this year? I have no idea. It's still July. We're getting ready for the All-Star break in baseball. I'll dive into that more after the All-Star break, take a little bit of time with the family and hang out and maybe listen to some Motown music or some R&B. I don't know.
Enjoy. Try Kiss. At least one of their 5 songs I've heard of in my life.
We got a Flex Tuesday on the way out, or what? You going to give me something?
That's fantastic. Look at that.
I haven't worked out. Dude, I haven't worked out in like 4 weeks. I went to Vegas for 8 days, came back, went on tour with the Grateful Dead for 10 days, and then on Thursday morning, I'm going on a golf trip.
Can you golf?
No.
Oh, all right. I was going to set it over under. 93.5. Dude, shoot over under.
Last golf day for me, I hit an 85. I never even broken 90 before.
85. Wow.
Yeah. Then he played the back 9.
Oh, shut up, Steve. That's a terrible joke. Dude, I had Kiss in my ear the whole time. They hyped me right up, man.
Long drive champion. Look at those biceps. You can't golf with those things.
It's all in the legs.
Those biceps.
All in the legs.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you'd been working out the last couple of weeks? My goodness.
Man, coming out of that.
We done?
We're done.
Dave, did you ever watch the Hip Hop Revolution? It's on Netflix. It's incredible.
I'll watch it tonight. Is it good? If you tell me it's good, I'll watch it.
It's literally the story of hip hop going all the way back to the beginning. It's 4 episodes long, I think, and it is unbelievable. I mean, the story about Rapper's Delight and Grandmaster Flash.
I was to say Sugar Hill Gang is the start.
Yeah, Sugar Hill Gang. Start. I mean, it is
Rapper's Delight.
It is really high-level television.
Hip Hop Revolution, Netflix.
It's either Evolution or Revolution. It's on Netflix. That's what I know.
All right. Thank you, sir. Always good
okay, guys, it's time for the daily presidential address. We'll do it without 100 likes as we are in the middle of July. Let's go, Dan. I got 2 baseball plays I'm betting to give to you guys on the show. I do want to make a quick mention. If you did not watch WagerTalk today, check it out. Jimmy Adams came on. Jimmy's on a 14-1, 5% run. Unbelievable numbers. He's got a 5% play up tonight at WagerTalk. It's actually half price. All our packages this week, our daily packages, are half price. We also had Tokyo Brandon come on. He talked about how much he loved Kiss. And he also had a promo for you guys. You can get an all-day pass from him for only $20. I got 2 plays for you guys, but it's $2 Tuesday. I am the $2 Tuesday handicapper. Head over to WagerTalk, grab my play. Inside of there are 3 promos. One of them is to get the rest of my calendar year for under $500. It is a steal of a price. I killed it in NFL this past season. I'm killing it in baseball. So that is definitely worth purchasing. Only for $2, then you get that promo code. As for the bets tonight, I like the Jays first 5 innings, and I like Tampa Bay as a small dog. I will tell you that once the All-Star break ends and we come back, I'm going to be looking to bet on the Jays a lot moving forward, something maybe Steve and I can talk about tomorrow. That's it for the show. Love you guys. Steve Merrill, take us home.
I will do that. And don't forget, more baseball talk in 1 hour. MLB first pitch at 1:45-ish here on the network with Marco D'Angelo and Dave Koken and myself, Steve Merrill. All these shows are archived 24/7, 365. It's a great reason to hit subscribe and hit the bell for instant notifications. Thumbs up and leave Prez and myself some comments. Let us know your favorite rock and roll band of all time. Maybe we'll start a poll here on the YouTube channel. Thanks to Dave Sharapan, Sports BK Consig on Twitter, Tokyo Brandon, and of course at the beginning, Jimmy Adams. Don't forget half price best bets starting today on Tuesday, every day this week, every capper, including myself, Steve Merrill, the Prez at WagerTalk.com. Best of luck tonight. Enjoy the games. We'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, right here on WagerTalk Today.
Let's go, Daggers!
Are you ready for the WagerTalk Meet and Greet 2 in Vegas this August? Following the success of our March Madness Meet and Greet at the Superbook Clubhouse, we're heading back to the desert before football season, and we're bringing plenty of friends with us. Who? Plenty of WagerTalk personalities with a handful of Las Vegas friends. What? Super Contest Weekend. Where? Westgate, Las Vegas Superbook. When? August 19th through the 21st, 2022, with the meet and greet that Saturday. Why? Drinks, golf, hoops, football, and fun. The Westgate has graciously extended a large block with discounted rooms for those looking to join us for Super Contest Weekend. To take advantage of the discounted room block, you must call the Westgate at 1-800-457-3307 and use promo code ZSCSP22 when booking. The discounted rate is not available for online booking. Stay on top of the latest updates by going to wt.buzz/mg and hope to see all of you in August.